Radical.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Rapid fire comment response of the week for Monday the 9th through Sunday the 15th. This is probably going to be a two-parter. I got a lot of comments last week, or a lot of ones that, I clipped. Starting off, we have a comment, actually not on this channel. It's a swerve. This is on the Nintendo video where he's talking about the rare Wii games. Steven Stafford. How the hell does the greatest e-beggar of all time, talk about Metal Jesus, who left a comment there, not know about these? And to make it worse, it's wrong. No More Heroes 2? You heard of it, right? Metroid Prime Trilogy? Come on, Jason. Okay, I don't know what all you're referring to in this. I haven't seen that whole video. But Metal Jesus left a comment there. He said, good video. I only knew about 2 of those. So, yeah, again, I didn't see the whole video, and maybe I have time, I'll check it out. I'm not sure. But Steven Stafford, this, I saw a couple of your comments there. Just kind of made me laugh. Next up. Fail-safe dictator. Imagine for a sec, you give $5 to join a YouTube channel like an Angry Joe or DC Lie, then some money for their Patreon, but don't sub to something that benefits you like Game Pass? I honestly don't get it. Only one of the things you get something for your money. All these channels can afford the new consoles, yet all of them state on their Patreon that the funds will be used to improve their show. Not one of these clowns have a 4K capture card to show the new 4K games. Where's the money going? All jokes, but they actually think people want to hear their opinion on tech that they have no clue of. Yes, I mean, for fuck's sake, why don't you give $5, for something like, a Game Pass, which is going to give you a lot of value, a lot of bang for your buck, versus a YouTuber? I can't see any YouTuber, no YouTuber actually make an argument. Okay, put it on them to make the argument. Hey, you should give me $5 instead of, spending $5 for unlimited access to over 100 freaking games every month. I don't understand it, Some people just don't know the value of $1, is what I'm saying. iVirtual Plays. I switched to PC, so PC all the way. Well, that's good to hear, iVirtual Plays, all right? Just because you jump off a bridge doesn't mean everyone else in the console peasant race has to jump off a ridge too, Maybe some people enjoy 720p, okay? The higher resolutions, it's documented by all kind of doctors documenting stuff. Hurts your eyes, those high resolutions, Sneaky V. Society mostly doesn't pay attention to panhandlers throughout the year, so why put up with it on the internet? I'll surely give a guy some change if they're panhandling in negative 20 degrees weather outside, but it's not common for me to see that. I'll gladly throw some chump change at an e-beggar crowdfunding initiative if they're an actual startup with a compelling product and not a YouTuber, established company, or fraudster with a crappy product. In most cases, however, e-beggars and panhandlers are just an eyesore. Everyone needs more of something, just work for it. Well, I don't agree with you on the startups. I mean, unless it's like a charity startup or something like that. I mean, a good charity too. Like startups, whether it's like a movie project like the Game Chasers movie or this, and I mean, it doesn't matter what people are trying to collect money for. If it's a startup for something that's not going to be beneficial for society as a whole or something really great that's going to change the world, I'm like, okay, why should you be begging people to start up your company? Okay, get the funds your fucking self. Go get a goddamn loan and start things up yourself. Okay? It's on you. You want to start the startup? Then you start it. You get the funds yourself. Retroverse. I'm planning on giving up gaming going forward entirely and just shaving my collection down to PS2, DS, and 360. Maybe I'd get an Xbox in a few years or Saints Row 5 if it reviews well. And for better, backward compatibility for my 360 collection. I don't blame you. See, I got many hobbies, and of course, a lot of you know one of my hobbies. I just did the show off Saturday on my new radio. I really want to get back into doing some work on my Impala specifically. So I'm planning out a lot of things I want to do there. I want to tint the windows. I want to get maybe some underglow. I want to get maybe some headers. I'm not sure. I have all these things that I would like to do, but I don't know if I really want to put a lot of money into that. Unless I look at my game collection and I'm like, you know what? I got a couple games that, I don't have anything super duper, super rare or anything like that. But, I have a lot of games. So I could part with probably a fair number of that because I'm obviously not playing most of my games currently. So, yeah, shaving it down to just, what you need, yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you there. Terry W. And it's best to wait a year until the prices drop to a realistic level, talking about the game consoles. Rumamba says to you, Terry, how is $500 for a 4K ray tracing system not realistic? So these new consoles, they trace old episodes of Everyone Loves Raymond? I can't do a Raymond. I'll get it down. I know the ray tracing is not having anything to do with Ray Romano, okay? But I bet on these new consoles, I bet those episodes will look great on these new consoles, right? Yeah, Terry says it's best to wait a year until the prices drop to a realistic level. Well, it depends on what you see as realistic. I don't worry about the console prices as much as the $70 game prices, because that's going to be the bigger pinch, okay? That's going to be the bigger pinch if a lot of these games come out as $70. You can bite the bullet on a $500 console. But $70 games coming out, that's going to fucking suck. Gizmo. I would give them a big fat 0. As you said, it's a hobby, not that you get anything worth it. Who would in their right mind pay $300 a month? Well, I got this one person, I forget who it was, but they left me a couple novels tonight. They did. And not going to lie, they were in depth. The comments were, I'm not going to lie, I didn't go through the novel. And they asked me if I could do a deep dive into their thoughts on the Angry Centaur Gaming Patreon, and specifically the $300 tier. They're kind of making an argument, which is okay, trying to make an argument for that tier. And they want me to do a deep dive. Here's the deal. I got so many things going on. I got this series. I got Show Off Saturdays. I got Radical Jokes. I have a lot of things going on. This person has to understand. And, a couple years down the road, maybe 2022, when I get caught up on Comment of the Week, maybe, because I'm in July right now going through Comment of the Week, maybe, just maybe, you might get the Comment of the Week. I'm not sure, right? Definitely, though, this person that left those novels, you're probably going to be in the, like I said, months or early 2021. Yeah, I see you. I see the comment and everything, but I just don't have time right now. I don't. Ray Burr. All these Rays, It's hard to listen to you. I can't fucking, because I sound like the bear. When I start to do Ray Romano, it slips into the bear from the Cleveland show. Yeah, I don't know. And then that slipped into the other fucking bear. God damn it. It's all off tonight. Maybe because it's so late and everything. I think even my Metal Jesus was off a little bit earlier. Rayburr80 says, it's hard to listen to you with that damn music. Good shit. Hey, I'll crank my Castlevania Symphony tonight as high as I want to, motherfucker. That's my jam right there. Fucking epic music. Serio Pinsa, Snake Oil. Kevin Samuels is selling scented anaconda lotion. Scented anaconda lotion. For some reason, I'm thinking lotion you put on your anaconda. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, huh? Yeah, so Kevin Samuels. I will probably have a follow-up on that person because I have more and more people coming to that upload. Yeah, and a couple people are here right now that came here from that upload. I think the one new commenter that Patricia Hewitt, I think it was. Yeah, I think she came on that upload. Yeah, so Kevin Samuels, there's a lot to talk about on Kevin Samuels. But mostly he's e-bagging. There's a lot of other controversial things that he says and everything like that. I understand that. But yeah, I was mostly talking about his e-begging. People come here, they're like, oh, I love you, Rick. This one girl said, I love you for taking it to Kevin Samuels. Apparently he's not that popular with a lot of ladies and everything like that. But I'm like, okay, I mean, mostly it's just e-begging, right? I came across him e-begging on a live stream. I don't have any big agenda against Kevin Samuels. What people don't understand is sometimes I just see somebody e-begging and I don't have any big agenda against them. I'm just like, fuck that e-beggar. And then I'm just going to make a video. That's how it happens. Albert Menendez. Nice head unit. It's not an Alpine or even a Pioneer, but the USB drive is a great touch. As for sound quality, a sound control module or a $50 inline voltage booster can improve sound quality. Well, that's a good tip. I might go that route. But I have a feeling this dual might sound pretty good. I've heard some dual head units, and definitely they're not going to be on the sound level quality of an Alpine, I'm sure, right? Sure. Or even a Pioneer. I always run Pioneer. Okay, I'll tell you why I didn't get the Pioneer. Well, it's not really the price, but a deal breaker to me was the Pioneer did not have a volume control knob. It didn't have a knob. I could have got one. I could have got the double din from my Impala, but it was like $250, so over twice as much, and it didn't have a knob. And the Pioneer I wanted is $600. Beautiful, gorgeous unit. I'm sure it sounds like butter. I'm sure buttery smooth sound. I'm sure it must have, but I couldn't justify it because as I mentioned earlier, I have a lot of things I want to do with the Impala, a lot of things, and there might have been a day where I would drop easily $600 on a head unit, but today's not that day. Brian Starlord. Yes, more radical jokes. Well, I only have 2 right now, but I have more planned for the future. I also want to do more player passes in the future. These are more like things that I'm trying out kind of this year, and maybe I'll do a lot more. Or definitely with player pass, and I'm going to extend that into movies also. I just saw a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from a couple years ago. I think it was called The Last Stand, and I have a lot of thoughts on that. So yeah, I'll try to work in some movie stuff also, or maybe some TV show stuff. I'm almost at the end of The Boys, which I watch on Amazon Prime. So yeah, going into 2021, I have a lot more ideas for the channel. Blue Collar Gamer. Second, sad emoji. Okay, listen, Blue Collar Gamer. There's no shame in that, all right? Not everyone can be the first comment, okay? Sometimes you might get lucky, but usually it's Albert, it's Rusty. Usually it's Albert and Rusty. Sometimes Arioka, but I'm just telling you, don't feel bad. Second's not that bad, all right? So I think one day it'll happen to you, but when you do, Blue Collar Gamer, leave me some milk and cookies, all right? Undead Ocarina Gamer. Pokimane is taking one step in the right direction. She has many more steps in order to take her way to a better place. There are many Twitch thoughts out there who will not do this. They crave money, while there are simps who will want to save the girl just to get her attention. That is my view on the matter, Rick. It will take a good time before more women do not milk their simps, beta bucks, etc. Well, I think men should be the ones milking women, right? So go find you a new mother today. Oh, wait, you're not talking about literal milk. Well, men can be milked too. Wait, you're not talking about that kind of milk. Yeah. It's a problem that extends far beyond YouTube, of course, and Twitch. It's a problem that happens in everyday life. Fellas, women are out to get your money. Yes, they are. And sometimes you will find yourself without money and your bank account emptied. And I'm saying it's just not just a problem, fellas, online, although that's the most pathetic. I would say just don't spend a whole lot of money unless you think you're going to get somewhere with a female. All right, and you know what, guys, wink, wink, you know what I'm talking about, right? But you've been there where you're like, you know what, she might be flirting with me because she might just, want money, right? So if you find yourself in a situation to where, ideally, should be a scenario to where both parties kind of get what they want. Women like attention and they like money, and guys like the stuff. We like getting this stuff and everything. So yeah, just make sure that everything is kind of balanced. And hey, you know what? That might turn into a relationship. But if that kind of thing turns into a relationship, some fellas, you might be in situations right now where you got like a vacuum, and not the good kind of vacuum sucking, but like the kind of vacuum that just sucks money out of your wallet. Bad situation. CPE 1704 TKS. In UK, unregulated store cards were introduced just as I hit 16, the age you could get them. They were targeted at young people. Cue crap credit score for the rest of my life. Wow, unregulated store cards? 16-year-olds? That sounds bad. That's going to be bad because you combine unregulated credit with really young people. Okay, that's not good. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't do that. DDD, Triple D Techie. Oh, Rick, did I see a plug for your upcoming Patreon in your videos? Laugh out loud. I could have stuck with that for a while. I could have stuck with that, and I could have dropped like little hints. Well, you know what? I mean, tip jars really aren't that bad. I like to fuck with people, though. I just like to fuck with certain people, like the gamer in mountains. I pinned this comment and I hearted it, right? And a lot of you are probably laughing, Rick's going to get another one with this. It's so wonderful because, there's so many people out there just waiting. They're just waiting for the day. Waiting for the day that I unleash a Patreon onto the world. And it's just so hilarious to me. I'm sorry, it shouldn't be so hilarious to me. But there's people just on the edge of their keyboard, just waiting because they probably have their videos all lined up. Motherfucking hypocrite! Look at your radical Rick. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I shouldn't enjoy fucking with people as much as I do. Art Sensei. It's funny, I work at a GameStop and got asked constantly if I was getting a PS5. I said, why? I have a PS4, Xbox, and a good PC with a backlog of games I don't think I could ever finish. I guess priorities are often lost on some. Same here. I have such a big backlog of games, but you add that to the backlog of movies and TV series and anime and lots of other things that I could be doing. I'm like, no. I mean, people rarely think about, honestly, their backlogs and what they are. They are more into just consuming and consuming and consuming. And so many people have to have, Amazon Prime and Netflix and Hulu and Disney. And I stop and I go whoa, I'm going to ask all of you, how often do you actually use those things? People do understand that there's only 24 hours in a day, right? And you sleep for 8 of those. Epsilon Eagle, this game looks super cool. You were talking about ... the Messenger. Look, Rick, just start putting the names of the games you're playing in the description, please. All right? Okay, thank you. BullsEG said it best. Name was on screen. It's Messenger. All right. Meet me in the corner here for a second, Epsilon Eagle. There's a couple people. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. For 5 seconds, at the beginning of every video where I show gameplay footage, I go to the trouble of finding the logo for said game. Even Shadow of Mordor. And I don't know if there's anyone on the channel that doesn't know what that game is, but I still go to the trouble of putting that in the beginning of the fucking video, right? Okay, Epsilon, everyone else, quit skipping the first 5 seconds of the fucking videos. Albert Menendez. For reference, I went to ACG to view some of his uploads. Angry Centaur Gamer. I cannot believe anyone would pay him squat to talk about anything. Channel is boring and uninspired. GTV Japan. plug for GTV Japan, just uploaded a video about Super Mario World that was an hour long. It was entertaining and informative with great narration and editing. Defunct Games recently uploaded a retrospective on launch titles for retro systems and how EGM rated them. Two great channels with zero begging. Okay, great examples, and as a reference to that, the Super Mario World upload, I always learn a lot of things when I check those uploads out. And I left a comment there about Super Mario World 4 or Super Mario 4. And I'm like, I didn't know it was called Super Mario 4, or was that just an error? Little things like that. It's curious. 30 years ago, an error in an EGM magazine. I'm like, where can I go to leave something? I'm going to trigger whoever made that magazine or whatever. 30 years ago, you fucked up 30 years ago. Whoever that was. Yeah, again, back to Angry Centaur Gaming. $300. It's not a bad channel. I saw a couple uploads. It's not. It's not a bad channel, but does it reach that bar? Does it reach that particular bar to where it's an amazing channel? I don't think it is. I don't. Right? And some people are talking about okay. We're going to segue this into what's going to be the last comment here. Arioka. There are people who pay a lot of money on Patreon to appear in his podcast and worship him like a god. It's absolutely pathetic that they actually believe to be a part of that community that requires him to constantly send money to Angry Centaur Gaming in order to be part of it. These lonely folks are paying for his friendship the same way men pay prostitutes for love. Except, at least on the latter case, you get sex with a woman instead of chatting with an unemployed neckbeard about video games. Bam, 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 bam. Hitting that nail on the head with a hammer there, Arioka. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Why would you pay this person to be part of their podcast? Why would you? Why? I don't understand. To be a part of that community? Why would you pay? Why should you have to pay to be a part of any fucking community? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I would ask this person, Angry Centaur Gamer, why would you ask them to pay to be a part of your community? Right? I don't understand it. YouTube should not be about that on any level. It should not be. It shouldn't. And when people ask you, hey, can we be in your podcast or whatever, just, don't charge them for that shit. Why? As far as perks, fuck them perks. Why? You want to help somebody with a YouTube channel or whatever, then just do it. You could set up hey, I think you have an exceptional channel. Let it be natural. What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened to YouTube just being natural? What do you have to stop and put up a fucking paywall before you do something? Fuck that. Fuck the paywalls, just in general, okay? People make the arguments $400 or $300 Patreon tier, and I'm rolling my fucking eyes like Undertaker in the back of my head. Hey, it's a pretty good deal when you think about it. Marketing, what people charge. Fuck that shit. This is YouTube. YouTube was never meant to be anything more than fun hobby videos. And yeah, maybe people make a little money from ad revenue here or there, or maybe they sell a couple t-shirts or whatever, which is a tangible item. But then when you start to say, okay, you're rationalizing a $300 Patreon tier for a fucking game review channel, get the fuck off that shit. Okay. Yeah. So I think we'll stop this one right there, but they will be a part two. Thanks, everybody.